welcome back everybody. It's Lisa. Today is Monday, and today I wanted to share with you a little bit more about fundraising. I'm very excited about the earnings opportunities that are available with Avon Fundraising. And for those of you that have not yet embarked on one, I thought I'd give you a few tips to help you get started. So one of the first things is each year with Avon, we always offer an adorable plush as part of our lineup of fundraising items. And right now for fall, and it's 2016, we have Annie the Owl. Is she not the cutest? So she is $20 and she will be our plush for the fall and holidays. And each year we usually end up with 2 different animals, I would say, per year with Avon. This is just the one we have for fall right now, Annie the Owl. We also offer Mark, Bath and Body, Beauty. We have a holiday fundraiser that we also are now doing with different flyers available in our earnings opportunity area at youravon.com. So if you're thinking about getting started here's some of the things that you need to be doing first and the proper steps to get started with fundraising. So the first one is to definitely use the earnings opportunity tab at youravon.com. You want to go there first. You want to download all the letters, the scripts, everything that's available to you so that you can read up and get to know. Now, there is a fundraising packet that you can order, but I do find that it's pretty much the same stuff that you can print and download already. So I think there's still $7 for a fundraising packet. However, I found that it's pretty much the same material. So unless you want a copy that way, by all means order it. If not, if you have the capability to download and print, just do that and it's the same. The second tip that I have for you, of course, is finding those organizations. So where do you look? So look for charitable groups. You want to find places that you might want to partner with. Maybe it's schools or sports teams or things that you're passionate about. Maybe you're passionate about pets and maybe homeless pets, or maybe it's the elderly or children or homeless. Maybe it's the fire department and you want to give back there, or a children's hospital. These are all places to give you a running start as to where to contact, who to contact first. First, you got to find out where in the community would you like to be able to help or give back. And also you can do personal fundraisers. Maybe you saw that somebody, of course, like Louisiana and other areas are having some terrible tragedies, of course, with the storm and people losing their homes. And maybe it's something you want to do for something on a large scale to be able to help people get back in their homes, or, have extra clothing on their back and food. You can contact, either whether it's one family or whether you're willing to just want to try to help as many as possible. Look for the proper context of who you need to talk to in order to get your foot in the door to help those type of things. Step 3, you're going to pick up the phone and you're going to start dialing, emailing, walking into places that you feel like, you can speak to the director or whoever is in charge of fundraising. So let's use a school, for example. At the school, you're probably going to be looking to find the PTA head person of the PTA, because usually they're the ones that are setting up all fundraisers for the students. You would find out if you could speak to her. Usually the best time to do that is before this, right when the beginning of the school year starts. And then they usually try to do one, almost at the very beginning. And then sometimes they do like a spring one. So if you didn't get in early enough for now, set it up, get your contacts in place so that when the next one comes around, they will keep you in consideration. You need to show them the benefits and the value and the ease of having an Avon fundraiser. So again, let's go back to the steps so I don't get too confused. So step 3 is definitely making those contacts. And then from making the contacts, finding out their needs and speaking to the director. 4 is going to be helping them pick out the fundraisers that work best for them, showing them the money, showing them how many students versus how if you're doing, for example, Annie, we know that she's $20 each. We know that the school will earn $9 to $10 per Annie if you're giving 40 to 50%. And you'll be able to show them the math so that they can hit the goals that they're looking for. Now, a tip, and this is just me, and I've seen some people that just do the complete 50%. And I think that's great if the organization themselves are covering your supplies. Now, if you don't mind eating that cost and you're okay with spending the money on ink and printing up all the flyers and paying for the bags and just kind of eating that cost, that's up to you. But I know that I love to be able to give back to the community, but if it's a very large fundraiser, you got to think if you're having to print up hundreds and hundreds of flyers or going to Kinko or somewhere where you need to get them professionally printed off, that's going to cost you some money. And if you don't have that, please don't make the mistake of promising your fundraiser that you're going to give them 50%. What if you do all that and they don't do all that well too? So I always tell them that they can make up to 40%. And that I am covering all the supplies costs for them. If they choose that they want to make the 50%, I can give them the downloads for the flyers and they're welcome to print up all that. And there'll be like a small fee to order the bags when I have to order, depending on how many participants. So at that point, the only money that I would be collecting at the end would be 50% to order the actual, if it's Annie the Owl or if it's product, I would need the 50% to place my Avon order. Now, and that's just my tip, is that I don't usually give 50% unless, if it's a big organization, then if they're covering it, it's cool. If it's a personal one for somebody and I think I can print things off and, do it on a smaller scale, and I just want to do something really great for the community and I don't think that, it's going to cost me a whole lot and I'm okay to just give that back, then of course they're going to do the 50% and it's not a problem. But just be careful with larger organizations. I mean, if you have thousands of participants, think about your printing costs, think about the bags, books, everything that you're going to be including and how much that can easily, hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So be smart when it comes to that. Step 5 is you want to make sure you register your fundraiser through the Avon Hotline. Very important to do because they're going to give you a specific line number that you're going to have to use when you go to place that fundraising order. And another thing that needs to be done ahead of time is finding out whether your organization is tax exempt. And if so, that makes it so much easier for the participants as they're out and about, whether they're going door to door, meeting family, friends, sending out emails. That, for example, if it's Annie the Owl, that she's just $19.99 and that's that, not $19.99 plus your local, plus the taxes there. Usually if it's a personal fundraiser, then you are going to have tax. And then Avon, of course, has to charge you tax. So you don't want to be eating that and just being like, don't worry about the tax, because then again, that could be hundreds of dollars out of your pocket. And if you're not prepared to pay that, that could be a problem. So make sure that if it's a personal fundraiser and there's no tax exempt, that you are collecting tax. And if you do get the tax exempt, that does have to be sent in to Avon ahead of time so that they know that, when you submit it, not to charge you any taxes. And then again, it makes it really easy for all the participants to just do flat amounts. Now, when you're doing, of course, when you sit down with your fundraiser, this is in the step 3, after you've secured it. Step 3, let's see. I shouldn't have even wrote steps down because I don't want to confuse you guys. When they say yes, it's step 4. When they say yes, that's when you're going to sit down with them and you're going to figure out which fundraiser fits them best. So maybe they're interested in doing what I call a double fundraiser. So let's say you're doing this for a high school marching band, okay? And they need to raise funds for a trip that they're going on, or and they also need community service hours. Maybe they're juniors or seniors and they need to start building service hours for college. Then maybe their fundraiser is the funds part goes towards their band trip, and the owls themselves are being donated to, say, a children's hospital. And the cool thing about this is that you can work on PR for them by letting them know that you will contact like the local news. I mean, this is just things that I would do and that I would set up ahead of time, is try to get in touch with the local paper. Maybe you have a small community paper and let them know that the such and such high school band is trying to raise funds for their yearly trip for band or equipment or whatever it happens to be. And that in the process, when community members purchase these owls, for example, that the funds are helping the school, but the owls are all going to be donated in the school's name to such and such homeless shelter or the homeless pets or children's hospital, whatever it happens to be. And then you can have all those students show up to that hospital with all the owls, get a picture, have it submitted to the paper, the news, whatever. Brings awareness to not only the cause, but also gives the school some good PR that they were out in the community, and the kids can get some service hours too for doing something charitable and good. So that's a win-win situation. If they choose something like the Bath and Body, beauty line fundraiser flyer. And that's another tip. I do not suggest that you ever use the Avon brochure, because this is for your own sanity when I say this. If you're doing it out of the regular brochure, you're going to have to deal with items that may back order, items that are 20% fixed, and you're going to have to figure out all the math with that, as well as if something was a while supplies last and no longer available, the school's profits just changed, and you're going to have some upset people probably. So dealing with our specific fundraising flyers that are offered to us throughout the year, that is what you want to stick to. I promise you it will give you less headaches in having to figure out what you owe to the school, what you keep, how many items inventory-wise didn't show up. It's going to be a big headache if you do the book. I've heard some people do the book and they like it. I personally would not go there and touch that. I would stick specifically with the fundraising items and make the sorting process also a lot easier if, because even if you're doing bath and body and beauty, think about that. If you're doing it with the school and all of the students are going door to door and they're selling bath bundles and beauty items, that's still going to be a lot of different items coming in once you've placed that order. You're going to have to get with, say, the PTA or whomever once a giant order comes in like that, and ask if you could set up like at the gym, bring all the products in and get all the PTA moms to help you sort maybe classrooms first, and then from classrooms, then you would go down the student list as to which student gets what. And then that would make the sorting and organizing a lot easier. Don't forget when you're doing that, and this would be a cost of yours. You couldn't charge the school this, but I definitely would make sure I have plenty of brochures, stamped, labeled, flyers, and information to put in every single bag to every participant. I would also be keeping everybody's emails, addresses, so that you can put those emails into WebOffice and utilize them, and getting calls in the middle of the video here. Sorry. Make sure you can utilize that to be able to gain repeat customers throughout the year. And let me think here. Trying to look through all my tips. That just totally ruined my train of thought. Thanks, Mom and Dad, for calling in the middle of my video filming. Anyway, so make sure here, so once complete, of course, make sure that the students, when they're collecting money, all checks are payable to the school, for example. They are not to be payable to you as the independent sales rep. You want all those students to bring that back. Plus, who would write a check to some woman they don't even know? They would rather write it out to such and such elementary school or middle school or high school, and then the school handles all those funds and all those checks and all that cash, and they're going to write you one check for 60% so that you can 50% order what you need, and the other 10% is for your work and your materials that you used. So again, no checks made out to you, only to the school. And then in order to place the order for the school, you go there, you pick up the money for what's needed, deposit it, place your order for what you need. When you register through the fundraising hotline, don't forget they're going to give you a line number. Before you place the order, you put that line number in, which tags your order as a fundraising order, so they know that everything that's being ordered here is a fundraiser. That way they know it's tax exempt. Again, you've had to have sent in that letter stating that it's tax exempt, and then you can go from there. When the order arrives, like I mentioned, get with the PTA, have them help you out. If it's one item, like the owls, then it's pretty simple. You say, I have the owls. You go to the school with the hundreds of owls, or hopefully thousands of owls that you've sold. And at that point, you would basically be sorting probably per classroom, 30 owls for this classroom, 80 owls for this classroom. And then from there, the teachers can divvy out which student gets, you sold 10, Bobby, and you sold 5. Now, there's another component to this, and you can take this and run with it as well. Go to a lot of times when these kids are doing fundraisers, if it's a school, for example, they're getting prize opportunities to win things, and maybe it's a bike, or they get little things like stickers and things like that. I think that you should partner with a local pizza company, partner with a local Chuck E. Cheese, a Walmart, this, that, the other, and go to them with the school letter that you're going to be doing a fundraiser for such and such school. What would they be willing to donate for prizes? in this way, you will be firing up these kids. Not only are they like, okay, we're raising money to build our new playground or this, that, the other. For the high school students, like I said, if they're for band or a trip, whatever, they're kind of already motivated and the parents are motivated because they don't want to have to buy the band equipment. They know that if they sell it to their coworkers, that's going to help with their costs. But especially with younger kids, them having a pizza party for the #1 classroom that sold the most owls is going to be awesome. And if you partner with a local pizza company, you could also tell them that, hey, if you would be willing to do the pizza party for a winning classroom for students, the soda, the cups, and the pizzas, whoever wins, we'll go ahead and put your name on an advertising thing, with the school, put a flyer, that way every student will have your name, phone number, and maybe it's a mom and pop pizza place and they'd be willing to do it for that comp. So think about that. If you walk into Walmart, you speak to a manager, they usually have so many comps they can give a year for charitable type of things. So, they might be able to offer you a boy's bike, a girl's bike. Maybe it's just gift cards to Walmart so the kids can buy toys. Just get creative with that. Chuck E. Cheese, that's a fun gift card that you could give out. So you could have first, second, and third individual places. And you could also have, the winning classroom gets type of thing. So that right there makes it not coming out of your pocket, and you go out in the community and get those comps. So if you have not thought about that, make sure you do that as you're setting it up and letting the school know, hey, I'm able to get some donations for some great prizes for the kids for their hard work, and I'm willing to go out there and do the footwork so that we can have some prizes for the kids. So that really helps with the motivation. But at any rate, I hope you'll take these tips. I think I do this a lot. I'll do like where I've got like 6, 7 tips and I write it down, and then I end up just like, forget the paper, and I just go off of what I know. And I don't know why I try to sometimes make it so step 1, step 2, you know what? You guys will just listen to me, hopefully, and just take the tips that I'm giving. If I skipped a step, because I've done that before, I've given reasons and stuff, and I've written steps, that just from what I'm sharing with you, hopefully it's going to help you, especially if you have not partaken yet in an Avon fundraiser. You're going to be able to show those clients, all those potential clients, the ease, the funds that can be earned, how fun it's going to be, offering those prizes, and the profits versus kids going out and selling candy bars or wallpaper, wrapping paper that is overpriced. These are products that people love, need, use, can give as gifts, and not, a lot of times we find if it's food, then, that's good in the holidays, but then you have a lot of people that are dieting or, whatever, and they don't want to spend $30 on a cheesecake. So being able to offer people $20 items, $10 items, things like that is much more affordable for people. You may find that they've ordered more than one sets of things, and they're getting products they're actually going to use or be able to give as gifts. So I think Avon Fundraising rocks. And if you are watching this video and you are not an Avon representative and you are interested in a fundraiser with me, or you have a representative in the area and you are already working with, make sure you contact us because we'd love to be able to help you with your fundraising needs. But if not, you can visit me at yourbeautylady.com. You can also join my team if you're looking to become a representative and be able to offer fundraisers at yourbeautylady.com, and you can click on the Join Now tab to join my national team. I want to thank you guys for watching. For the reps that are already selling, good luck with your fundraisers. Get out there, make it happen. And especially if you're trying to make President's Club this year, we are in campaign 18. You guys have till 26. Fundraisers is one of the ways to go. So I wish you the best of luck. We'll see you guys soon. Bye. Thanks for watching. And don't forget, subscribe and like. Have a good day.